AITA for reporting my neighbor for running an illegal zoo in his basement, only to discover what he was really hiding. Okay, so buckle up, Reddit, because this is actually insane, and I still don't know what to do with the info I have. I live in a relatively quiet suburban neighborhood. For the past year, my next-door neighbor, Rick, has been super reclusive. Weird noises come from his house at night, growling, squawking, and once, what sounded like a dolphin. He keeps his basement windows covered with thick blackout curtains and has a custom ventilation system installed that constantly hums. I'm nosy by nature, and I started keeping a little Rick log in my notes app. Not because I thought he was dangerous, but because I was convinced he was either hiding exotic animals or growing something illegal. I told my boyfriend, who laughed and said I needed to get a hobby. Joke's on him, I had one. It was spying on Rick. One night, I saw a huge crate being delivered around 2 a.m. It had live animal stickers on it. That was the last straw. I called Animal Control anonymously. A few days later, I saw an unmarked van parked outside Rick's house. Then nothing. No news, no officers, no obvious signs that anything happened. Until about a week later, when Rick knocked on my door. I almost peed myself. He looked calm, almost amused. He asked me if I was the one who called the authorities. I lied and said no, of course not. He smiled and handed me a small box. Told me it was a peace offering. Inside, a taxidermied frog dressed in a tiny tuxedo. I wish I was joking. At that point, I started to genuinely fear for my safety. I bought pepper spray, installed cameras, the whole shebang. And I stayed away from Rick. But then, 2 weeks ago, there was a power outage across the neighborhood. Around 3 a.m., I heard a loud bang from Rick's house, followed by screeching. Not animal screeching, like mechanical. I looked out the window just in time to see 2 men in hazmat suits running out of his basement door, followed by something that looked like a mutated ostrich with tentacles. I know how that sounds. I thought I was hallucinating. I called the cops this time. They came. And this is where the plot twist hits. The basement wasn't a zoo. It was a lab. And not just any lab, it was a black market cloning facility. Rick was running a whole underground operation cloning illegal hybrids, part animal, part tech, part God knows what. Apparently, he had stolen tech from a private biotech company he used to work for and was attempting to build living security systems. Like a dog that could shoot lasers from its eyes. A parrot that mimics human voices perfectly to impersonate real people. One of his creations apparently escaped years ago and is now a conspiracy theory online. Ever heard of the Michigan tunnel siren? That's his work. The cops didn't arrest Rick because, get this, the feds swooped in first. Full-on black SUVs, men in sunglasses, the whole 9 yards. They confiscated everything and issued a gag order on the entire neighborhood. Except I'm not under a gag order. I wasn't home when they knocked door to door. I had taken a spontaneous trip to my sister's. So, legally, I haven't been told to keep quiet, yet. So Reddit, AITA, for reporting my neighbor for what I thought was an illegal zoo, only to accidentally expose a sci-fi horror factory underneath suburbia?